What's up, everybody? Damon Hatfield here with my good friend Sam Claiborne.
Hey.
Two of IGN's big retro gaming fans, and we're taking a look at a new retro gaming console. This is the Retron 5.
Everybody's been expecting this machine for a long time. We still don't know when it's going to get an official release date. This is
We think it's soonish.
Beta build of it, but it works fine, and we're going to play some games on it.
Yeah, this one will play 10 classic systems altogether. Is that right?
Yeah, 10. Well, yeah. So it includes the Japanese versions of some systems. So we got Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, NES, Genesis, Famicom, Super Famicom, Super NES, Mega Drive.
So we have the four
I think
ports.
I named them all.
The 4 ports on top: Famicom, NES, SNES,
and Super Famicom can go on the SNES, and Mega Drive can
Genesis
go on
and
Genesis.
Mega Drive can both go in there.
And then on the front
is your Game Boy slot.
Both these cartridges fit in there, which is kind of cool.
Both Game Boy and Game Boy Advance carts fit in there. Now, the system comes with its own controller.
That's right.
And it's awesome. It's the best controller we've ever played, we've ever used.
It's not. It's
the opposite of that.
It's kind of lame. I've been getting through games just fine on it, but it has a very strange clicky D-pad-like thing, and it has some kind of mouse button clicky shoulder buttons. It's a little bit strange, and the button layout's pretty confusing.
It's
but
also this weird rectangle.
Yeah, it's a very strange form factor. But you need to use it because this game, this has like a UI. It has a menu system where you can take screenshots and change resolutions and do all kinds, and add scan lines and add filters. You can do all kinds of stuff with your game. So you need this around, but you can plug these guys into the side.
Here we go. On the side, it has the ports for Super Nintendo, NES, Genesis controllers on both sides.
No problem. Yeah. One last thing, it only has HDMI output.
But that's actually awesome if you've got a modern
By
TV.
only, I mean, can you believe it has HDMI output?
Yeah.
It looks so good.
It's really, really cool. The best thing about the system, it plays all these retro games, and they look incredible on your HDTV.
Yeah, they scale, and you don't have to change your TV settings or anything. It starts in widescreen with the UI menu. Well, you're going to see all that.
Yeah.
And by the way, it also has an SD card slot just in case you want to load up some cheats or put save files on there.
Let's actually show the good viewers at home how good these games look on the Retron 5.
Let's play some games.
Okay, so we'll start off taking a look at how Star Fox looks on the Retron 5.
Yeah, Star Fox is like a notoriously incompatible game with emulators, and people have always had trouble working with FX chips. So this system actually touted, I think, specifically that it could play Star Fox, and here it is. This is the first game you're seeing on this. Actually, this looks pretty much like I remember it, but we're playing on an HD cable on a large TV,
and yeah, it looks really nice.
It never looks this good.
Yeah,
normally games don't look this good at all.
This is just plug and play with the HDMI cable. But there are different graphic settings that you can set, right?
Yeah, there are, and we can look at those. I don't think it'll be as striking as it in Star Fox as it is in other games, like the difference. But I'm having trouble playing it with the Super Nintendo controller that's plugged in right now, so I'm going to switch to the Geek controller that came with it. All right, going to go in the game, and then we can switch filters. I'll tell you what, we'll put in an NES game, and you'll really be able to see the difference between the filters. Because this, I can show you real quick some of the options. There's, you can put on a filter to kind of smooth the lines of stuff, and then you can turn on or off scan lines. And actually, I'm going to turn them on because that'll add a little bit more detail, but it makes it a little bit more muddy. We've been messing with this a lot. So.
Yeah. See,
we always played games, where you could see the scan lines, and they actually use the scan lines to add like gradients of color in old games. But when you turn them off, it looks like what we expect from like retro-looking games now, like Mega Man 9.
Yeah, the difference is not as dramatic as it is in the NES games that we're looking at, which we'll show you in a sec here. Yep.
I was already impressed by just seeing Star Fox again. And I always played in like, a CRT or something, but it looks really good in this mode.
It does.
So yeah, here's the Retron 5 nailing Star Fox.
Sam is also a pretty good Star Fox player. So.
Well, yeah, we were talking about it. I'm not, but I happen to own this game. You only own like, what? You probably get like a game or two a year when you're a kid.
Well, no. I got lots and lots of games.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, yeah.
I did. And, I had Star Fox for 6 months and then probably had Final Fantasy III after that for 6 months or something, I mean, I rented games all the time. I didn't own them, though.
I would get, I don't know, 5 or 6 games for Christmas, and then my birthday was the next month in January. I'd get more games for that.
Really?
I'd save up my money, and then over the summer I'd buy more games.
That worked out nicely for you. All right, this is enough Star Fox. Let's switch to something else.
Let's switch to
Should I just yank the game and see what happens?
Well, yeah, I think.
I always like doing that.
Yeah, here we go.
It actually works. But check this out. I'm yanking it in 3, 2. It's out, and it plays a little bit longer.
Error.
You see that? Kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, the Retron 5 stores your save states, correct?
Yeah, you know, when you put in a game, you want to just go ahead and put in a game with a save state. You can put in Pokemon for Game Boy.
Yeah, load it in there.
It'll actually load your save for some games. It actually says, so there's that loading screen there. And actually, look, I played this already, and it saved the last place that I was looking at.
The title screen.
As the title screen. So you can take screenshots, too.
Yeah.
But it does a lot of saving and automating for you. I'm actually going to go off and turn off the scan line so people can see the difference in this, because it's really, really... Oops, I won't turn that off. All right, here we go. See how much smoother it is?
Yeah.
And it just looks like...
It looks more like a Fez.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll notice that they're adding color to this, like a Game Boy Color game would have.
How does the screenshot function work? Do we know?
So this is strange because I had a save on this and it's gone. So I'm hoping this didn't just wipe it. What am I gonna do? I was on like the fourth gym, and I left off in the 4th gym in like 1998, and I was really excited about coming back to it. All right, I'd like to show you more Pokemon, but since my save's not on here, I'm gonna pop it out. And actually, I'm going to do this one the right way. From what I can understand, I don't really know what the right way is. I'm going to go to the main menu. 1 second. I pressed the wrong button there. There's nothing wrong with the system. All right. So now I'm going to pull it out. And now you're not supposed to put in multiple games at once, but this thing actually has 5 slots on the top. It's pretty amusing.
Yes. Let's put in the Ninja Gaiden 2.
On Famicom?
Yeah, so the Retron 5 will play Japanese Famicom games.
Yeah, and Mega Drive and...
Super Famicom.
Yeah, so you can play your Japanese games. The form factors don't matter. Works totally fine. Here we go. Looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I think this one looks really nice.
Yeah. Do we have to watch the whole cutscene, or should I just go straight to the action?
Yeah, let's go to the game. All right. Dun 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 dun.
But what happened? Why am I fighting as a ninja?
You are a ninja. There are guys with axes.
So this is a good game to show off the kind of the strange filtering effects, which I don't think people are going to use.
Because this is just, I think this looks great just as is, without messing with anything.
Totally. Let me show you something that I noticed earlier. Is if I turn on the scan lines, or not the scan lines, I'm just going to do a filter. I'm going to turn on like one of these. This Eagle one is
Super Eagle.
That's actually a famous ROM filter. So
Yeah.
See what it did?
I think it looks worse.
Yeah. It makes things not have sharp edges.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like the game you remember.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And it doesn't look terrible. Like if I had to play every game for the rest of my life like this, it'd be fine. But
I don't know.
You and I like the super pixelated look,
Yeah,
right?
That's
just
the whole
what I
point.
like about the games, right? And they all look kind of like that. I don't think any of them are really that different. I'm going to actually turn on the scan lines to show you, see how the gray and the cement came out a lot more. So when you have scan lines on, you actually see more detail, but it's a little bit more crummy and 8-bit looking. Or good in 8-bit looking.
Yeah, it's all a matter of
all right,
perspective.
let's do another game.
Let's jump to...
Should I just pop this one now? I'll do the menu thing again.
You want to do Aladdin on Genesis?
That's the wrong button again. Yeah, let's do Aladdin. And again, we're just popping these in the top of the slots in this machine. It's really funny. Just do whatever you want with it. Oh, wait, no. That's Famicom. Putting in the wrong slot.
Come on now.
All right, there we go. Did you insert an NES cartridge backwards? That is a message I haven't seen before. So here's another thing, right? It recognizes your game, and it takes that little loading thing. I'm pretty sure it's grabbing a ROM off your game and then playing it.
Man, the animation in this game.
So you can really see the scan lines right now. So I'm actually going to take this and turn those off. It's a little bit smoother. And I'll reset the game so you can see the intro, because the intro is always nice to see the little Sega thing. So you have to reset from here, which is a little annoying. And that's one thing that has bothered me about the system a little bit, is that the power button, you have to hold it down. And it takes a while to power on. There's no obvious reset, and it's really hard to kind of your game has to automatically detect the games you're putting in. So if you put in a game it doesn't recognize, which the only games it's not recognized for me are brand new homebrew games.
NES homebrew games. Yeah.
Yeah, it even recognized like Bible Adventures and Old Color Dreams knockoff NES game, but yeah, not brand new stuff. Look how cool that looks.
Yeah.
It does a good job. It does a good job with the 16-bit graphics. Nice. So I've been using this. I gotta figure out the buttons. I've been using this controller that comes with it, which is it's really silly. It has a clicky analog stick thing.
Yeah.
But I could switch right now. We actually have a Genesis, a Super NES, and a NES controller plugged in. You can just switch to the Genesis one for this. You can't play this game with the Super NES controller. It doesn't work.
Interesting.
That way.
Okay. How does the screenshot function work?
Let's
like,
find
how
out.
do you take a screenshot? Is it one of these? These are extra buttons up here.
Yeah, there are extra buttons up there. It says take screenshot right there.
But it's grayed out.
Yeah. I don't know. We're going to have to look that up and figure it out because I don't know how to do that.
We have like an early test run unit of the Retron 5?
Yes, this is a beta unit. We don't know when it's coming out or how much it's going to be. Do you want to try out one more game?
Yeah. We got Castlevania.
While we wrap this up?
Or we haven't shown Zelda yet.
Oh, yeah,
The Minish Cap. Let's show a Minish Cap from Game Boy Advance. Think Geek lists the Retron 5 for $140, but it doesn't list a release date.
Yeah, we don't know a release date or really if that's the real price, right? I mean, it's Think Geek, but
Sure.
Amazon doesn't have a listing for it or anything like
Right.
that, and we just don't know. But it's really cool that at the very, very least, if you need to like capture old games, then this has a really nice solution because you can plug in your HDMI cable into any contemporary capture box. That's pretty cheap. Like you can get a capture box for $100. So if you're going to be doing YouTube videos about old games, this is probably going to look really good. But you also have the option of stealing games and doing that with emulators. But again, we're not into that. We like buying old cartridges, and so people are going to say like, "Oh, I have my PSP and I have everything on my PSP." I always have to say this when we do these videos. We don't do that. We buy old games. It's fun.
Sure. This game looks so good.
Yeah. I mean, this game, every time I play it on a big screen now, I'm just like amazed about how good it looks. This is the Minish Cap for Game Boy Advance. We already played a Game Boy game, and it's pretty cool to have. And you can also play Game Boy Color games. And
you're watching this video on IGN or YouTube or whatever, but we're playing this on a giant flat screen HDTV, and it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it's filled in everything really nicely. There doesn't look like there's any problems with it. I think it's about as good as you can get a Game Boy Advance game to look.
So what do you think? Do you like the Retron 5?
I do. I like the Retron 5. It's growing on me. I think it comes with an extraneous controller, which people aren't going to need because it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
And then I don't like that it has a UI. I kind of wish that you could just, turn it on, turn it off with your games in it. I always like that. But it's not a substitute for retro systems. It just isn't. But
it is a convenient solution.
It's a convenient solution, and it's specifically if you're going to be capturing.
So, thanks for checking out the Retron 5 with us today. Again, we think it's out sometime in the near future. Should be around $140. It seems to be a cool solution for people who want an all-in-one retro game system, and it definitely looks nice. It will definitely look nice on your HDTV.
Yep.
For everything retro games, stay tuned to IGN.